From ABC7, this is news at 6:30.
Tonight we're following 3 separate drownings that have happened here in Southwest Florida over just the past 24 hours. Thanks for joining us on ABC7 at 6:30. I'm Alex Howard. We want to get right into it. So here's what we know about them so far. The first drowning happened in Collier County, and we've had crews in Naples all day today working to get more information. We want to start off with ABC7's Kennedy Mason, who's getting you more from neighbors as well as a drowning prevention advocate.
Neighbors here on Abdul Street tell me they saw deputies swarming this area Friday night. One neighbor who didn't want to go on camera says they believe it was in response to a drowning in the pond behind a home. While Collier County Sheriff's Office confirms a drowning happened and continues to investigate, I spoke with a drowning prevention advocate, Paul DeMello.
Unfortunately, we're probably going to hit that 100 mark by the end of the year. I believe we're already pushing 70 drownings. And we're talking about children that have died.
For DeMello, hearing of another drowning hits home.
You know, I lost my twin boys, Josh and Christian, in the middle of the winter. And I know it's summertime now. And, you know, we talk a lot more about water safety and drowning prevention during the hot days than we do the winter days.
He says drowning has no season here in Southwest Florida, and we can all be a part of trying to keep our eyes open.
We're all guilty of taking our eyes off our children. And, you know, our children are explorers. You know, children are being children. They want to play, they want to explore, they love the water.
And while prevention advocates continue to try and make a change so this doesn't happen again, that neighbor I spoke to off camera told me there is not a fence in the backyard of the area where there is an active investigation with CCSO. The neighbor has also seen deputies called to that home before. I reached out to CCSO to see how many times they've been called to that home, and I'm still waiting to hear back. CCSO says this is an active investigation. Local in Naples, Kennedy Mason, ABC7.
And also on our team coverage this evening is ABC7's Abdul Qawee. He's live in Naples working to get more on the drowning there. Mohammed, what do we know so far?
Neighbors told me that last night's drowning took place at this lake right here behind me. A day later, neighbors tell me that they're heartbroken hearing that someone died in an apparent drowning. Last night's scene had a number of deputies and EMS in this neighborhood. Neighbors told us that they were here for hours last night. We were told that this whole block on Abdul Street was full of neighbors just sitting and watching first responders. Here's a look at the scene from last night where residents tell me that they were shaken from last night's drowning and didn't want to go on camera. We also tried to speak to the family, but they declined an interview. At about 5 p.m., we heard one woman grieving about the situation, and she was seen hugging another person. Just from the mood here, it's obvious that the late-night drowning has people in this neighborhood shaken up. We are still working to learn more about last night's drowning. CCSO tells us that this is an active investigation. Reporting here in Naples, Abdul Qawee, ABC7.
And moving over to Charlotte County now, the second drowning happened in Englewood Beach, where we know one person died. Deputies there say people on the beach helped to get the victim to shore and called 911. They say the victim had a medical issue that made them go under the water. They were taken to the hospital where they later were pronounced dead. And the third drowning happened at the New Pass Bridge in the city of Bonita Springs. That's here in Lee County. Now, officials say one man was taken to the hospital after receiving care at the scene. So far, we do not know the man's condition at that time, but we'll bring it to you when we find